Welcome to Heritage Acres Homestead. I'm Chas. Here you'll find our family as we strive to live a life that pleases the Lord. We do our best to make the most out of what we've been given, so we'd like to invite you to come along and join us on our journey.
Hey y'all, I'm Chas and welcome back to Heritage Acres Homestead. Many times I get asked about how do I create healthy meals for my family that don't take forever and a day to make them. And some meals take longer than others. But even me as a stay-at-home mom and wife, I like things to be quick, but I don't like to buy quick foods. So one way that we can remedy that problem is to think ahead. So today we're going to make supper together, and I'm going to share with you how by preparing a little bit ahead, we can have a quick put together supper for this evening. So my daughter went ahead and pulled out some salmon for our supper, and this is just wild caught pink salmon from Aldi. And yeah, we use at least a bag at a time because we like it, because we're big eaters, and if it doesn't all get eaten tonight, then we'll eat it tomorrow for lunch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this thaw for maybe an hour, and then when it's a little bit more thawed, then I'll share with you how we're going to make a marinade for it, how I'm going to marinate it, and then we're going to put it in the fridge for, until supper time. And it only takes about 20 minutes to cook once it's marinated and under the broiler. We're going to make some green beans that I roast in the oven as well. And then we're going to make a nice refreshing cucumber salad that I have been eager to make since I heard about it. And it's basically just like a peanut sauce, and you mix that into some cucumbers, and I think that'll be a great side dish for our meal tonight. So I hope you'll stick with me, and if y'all like it, maybe we'll make this a thing, and let's just make supper together. All right, y'all, so we're going to make our marinade for our salmon and go ahead and get it in there, and that way it can be marinating until up to supper time. So first off, I'm going to put maybe like a third or a half a cup. I'll probably just use all this because it's almost done. I'd say that's probably a third a cup of liquid aminos, coconut aminos, whichever you have, whatever you like. Then I've got about 4 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to chop those up roughly. This is going to be a lot of the same flavors as my spicy mayo sauce, but without mayo, just everything else. Plus ginger. Ginger's going to be added into this. So I've got 4 or 5 cloves of garlic, big ones. And I'm just giving them a rough chop. Sorry, I can't make you be able to see what I've done, but I'll show you after each step. Okay. Won't be able to turn it up or it'll spill out. I just chopped them up into, slivers. All right, now I'm going to add some sriracha. Probably another 2 tablespoons, maybe about that of sriracha. And then you want to add a little bit of sweet maple syrup. If you're not using sugar, you could use something like just a tiny bit of stevia, or you could even use some honey, or you could use like brown sugar if you choose. That's probably a tablespoon. Now, I have some ginger in the freezer, but I'm not going to go dig it out, so I'm just going to use a little bit of powdered ginger. Maybe a teaspoon of powdered ginger. All right. Get me a rubber spatula. and just stir that up. Since my ginger is powdered, I want to make sure there's no clumps. If your family doesn't mind heat, you could even do some chili flakes, but mine don't really love a lot of heat, so I'm only gonna do the sriracha. Now with this salmon that comes from Aldi, they're individually wrapped. So we'll unwrap each one and then pop it in the bowl. Now I want to just kind of move this all around in the sauce to make sure everybody's getting a little bit of that. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and put it in a shallow baking dish. That way everybody's laying down in the sauce, because this bowl is keeping some above it. So you can see this is not staged. I'm going to get a pan. And spray it with a little bit of olive oil. My sprayer's clogged. There's probably not even a teaspoon in there. It's just the sprayer's kind of clogged. Then I'm going to take each one of these and put them down into this. Actually, I'm going to do skin side up first, and then I'll flip them later. Come back and just pour all this over it. All right, so that is going to marinate in the fridge for a few hours, and then we'll take it out. I'll flip them over, and then we'll probably bake it straight in this. But what I'm going to do before I bake it is I'm going to put a dab of butter on each fillet, and then bake it in the pan. That way all the marinade will kind of soak back up into the fish. All right, for our dressing for our cucumber salad, first thing I'm going to do, this is just some organic peanut butter. I'm going to take a good tablespoon of organic peanut butter. I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of sriracha. About 2 teaspoons of this Japanese barbecue sauce. You don't have to use it. We just like the flavor. I thought it was good and would be good in there, and it is, because I had some for lunch. I used up the soy sauce earlier, so I'm going to open up these coconut aminos. And when I say soy sauce, this is what I mean. It's just what we use in place with soy sauce, because I'm not a fan of soy, even if it is organic. All right, so coconut aminos. Maybe a teaspoon or 2 of that. some nutritional yeast. Probably about 2 teaspoons of that. I'll put a little bit of chili flakes, just maybe half teaspoon. Again, my family doesn't like super hot. Sprinkle in a good salt. So I'm going to mix this all together. You may think that's certainly not enough dressing, surely. But it is. Oh, I forgot one thing. A little bit of a sweetener, because you know, anything with an Asian flair has a little bit of that sweet back note. I'm just taking a tiny bit of stevia, whatever you want to say. I've always said everything wrong, as you know. Now we taste. It needs something. I'm getting the heat at the end. Another pinch. All right. So we've got that mixed up. Now I'm using a big English cucumber. And I don't want these to be super thick, but I don't want them to be like paper thin either. That's what I want. And I'm just going to toss them in. And since it is fairly close to supper, I don't think it's going to mess anything up. I don't think, this is my opinion, I don't think letting them sit in there for like overnight is going to be all that good. But for a couple of hours or so, I think it'll be fine. Because it'll just give them time to kind of soak up that sauce. And we're going to do the whole thing. Like I said, I did go ahead and make this for lunch. And it was so good. I probably ate half a cucumber or more by myself, because it was delicious. And I mean, cucumbers are just, there's like nothing to them hardly. So there's not really a whole lot of guilt, and you're using like a tablespoon or so of peanut butter. And this way, you know, if you like those flavors and you like peanut sauce, which I do, but I don't like the soybean oil and the canola oil and all that mess in there with it, this way you can make it your own. Everything in the bowl. And make sure you get a big enough bowl that you can shake it. So you don't want it too tightly compacted. Now, let's shake it. Trust me. It's really good. All right. That's enough. Going in the fridge until supper time. All right, I just pulled the fish out of the fridge. I'm flipping it all over every piece. So the skin side, I got the hiccups. So the skin side is down. And then we're gonna add a pat of butter on top and get this in the oven. And it has really soaked up that marinade well. Straight to the oven. Green beans into the oven. 400 degrees, 20 minutes. All right, y'all, that concludes this week's video. I hope that it will help you in some way, give you some inspiration on a supper meal. Let me know if you try it and if you like it or not. And if y'all enjoyed this, maybe we'll make it a reoccurring thing. So thanks for being here. I really appreciate you. God bless you and have a great day. goodness me.